In this section, for the first time ever in this course, we are not only going to work with JavaScript, we are also going to work with HTML. That's for the reason that DOM, the Document Object Model, is the JavaScript standard to access and share documents over the internet. It allows us to modify the web page's HTML. So to start off, I'm going to open a new folder, and then in there, I'm going to create an index.html folder. All of this is ordered, but maybe I change the sections in the course, so DOM is going to be later on. We'll see. The only important thing is that you have the section for the DOM, and then in there, you can create an index.html and also a script.js file. Inside of the index.html file, you can type HTML and then scroll down and click HTML5. That's going to generate the basic template. As always, at the end of the body, we can create a script tag with an src that's going to point to our script.js. With that said, we can right-click index.html and click Open with Live Server. It's going to open an empty HTML document. Right now, what we can do is go back in the code and create an h1 tag. In there, we're going to say hello world. Save that, and then you should see hello world should appear on the website. You can right-click and click Inspect. This is going to be the only section of the course where we are not going to open the terminal in a separate window. Rather, we're going to have it on the side. We need to have it right here because we will be interacting with this DOM tree you can see right here if you head to Elements. With that said, let's start explaining what the DOM is. DOM stands for Document Object Model, and it is a standard to access and share documents or websites over the internet. It represents how a particular document is structured, and it also helps programming languages like JavaScript and others to understand and modify the website. You can see we have HTML, we have the head, and then we have the body and a few headings. HTML DOM defines how an HTML page is structured. How can it be modified? How can we modify the properties? How we can add styles? In simple words, HTML DOM is a tree of nested HTML elements that are defined while designing the HTML page. Therefore, we must follow certain rules to actually define the HTML page. DOM is not a language, but more of a standard to represent a document over the web. We won't be focusing on DOM a lot. This course is here to teach you the fundamentals of JavaScript as a programming language, and for a good reason. You don't need to learn DOM in detail. And why is that? Well, as soon as you finish JavaScript, you're going to start writing code in certain framework or a library, like React, Angular, Vue, or even backend side with Node. In React, for example, you won't have to directly access the DOM because there is something known as a virtual DOM and a syntax called JSX, which ties down together real HTML and JavaScript without needing you to use the DOM. Great. With that said, let's move to the next video where I'm going to show you how you can access elements using the DOM.